Hello and welcome to the Week in 15 right here on TV Platinum. It's your relaxed Saturday rundown on the top 15 stories shaping conversations around Nigeria. From the corridors of power to the pulse of the people, here's a smooth rewind of what went down this week. The week began with the National Assembly suspending all legislative activities until Tuesday, July 22, in honor of former President Muhammadu Buhari. The announcement was made in a statement by the clerk of the National Assembly, Kamuru Ogunlana. According to Ogunlana, the Senate President and the House Speaker directed the suspension of National Assembly activities to honor late President Muhammadu Buhari's legacy of integrity, service, and national unity. Lawmakers who also joined the funeral rites as both chambers extended condolences to Buhari's family, Katsina State, and all Nigerians. Buhari is remembered for his leadership as both military and civilian president and his strong stance on discipline and anti-corruption. Ogun State government had announced the burial rights for the late Awujale of Ijebuland, Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetona. The revered monarch who reigned for over 65 years and died at the age of 91 and was laid to rest earlier in the week. In Obaja Court, Ijebu-Ode, President Bola Tinubu described him as a wise and respected leader who championed peace, education, and national unity. The Ogun State government had urged citizens to pray for his family as the Ijebu nation mourns a legendary king whose legacy will not be forgotten. President Bola Tinubu had ordered all federal ministries and agencies to boost identity verification for Nigerians seeking consular services abroad. This directive follows new visa restrictions from the United States and United Arab Emirates, both citing overstays and unreliable access to applicants' data. The United States now issues only 3-month single-entry visas to most Nigerians, while the UAE suspended transit visas and tightened requirements for tourist applicants. Tinubu urged compliance with host countries' laws and reassured Nigerians that his administration is working diplomatically to resolve the issues. President Bola Tinubu has described the removal of fuel subsidy on Inauguration Day as a painful but necessary reform to rescue Nigeria's economy from collapse. Speaking through the Minister of Information, Mohammed Malagi, at the APC Progressives Governors Forum in Mina, the President urged information commissioners to effectively communicate the benefits of reforms like fuel subsidy removal, which has freed up funds for major infrastructure projects, including highways and rail lines. Malagi stressed that strategic communication is vital to mobilize public understanding and counter misinformation around the renewed hope agenda. Niger State also showcased its reforms in agriculture, digitization, and youth empowerment. The Securities and Exchange Commission had launched a sweeping investigation into 79 suspected Ponzi schemes across Nigeria, including a full probe into a company identified as FF Tiffany, accused of defrauding thousands with fake investment promises. The SEC warns that those found guilty will face stiff penalties under the new Investment and Securities Act 2025, up to 10 years in prison and a 20 million naira fine. As part of its crackdown, the Commission has launched nationwide awareness campaigns urging Nigerians to avoid schemes offering unrealistic returns and to verify platforms before investing. The former Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose had secured a major legal victory as the Federal High Court in Lagos discharged him of all 6.9 billion naira money laundering and theft charges. Justice Chukwujeku Aneke upheld a no-case submission by Fayose's legal team, ruling that the FCC failed to establish a prima facie case or directly connect him to the alleged offenses. The FCC accused Fayose of laundering over 2.8 billion naira linked to his 2014 campaign, but his lawyer argued the case lacked evidence and failed to charge key accomplices. The court agreed and discharged him and his company, Spotless Investment Limited. The federal government has dismissed claims by Turkey about the existence of a new terrorist group in Nigeria. This follows remarks by the Turkish ambassador-designate Mehmet Poroy, who alleged that the Fethullah terrorist organization linked to the late cleric Fethullah Gulen is operating in Nigeria under the guise of schools and healthcare. However, the National Counter-Terrorism Center coordinator, Major General Adamu Laka, assured Nigerians there is no new terror threat, urging the public not to panic. While Gulen-linked institutions exist globally, there is no evidence tying them to terrorism in Nigeria. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mofwang has vowed that no community in the state will fall to terrorists following the killing of 27 farmers in Bindariam local government area. During a visit to affected areas, Mofran condemned the attacks as acts of terrorism and genocide, not mere farmer-hater clashes. He promised to escalate the matter to federal authorities and deploy all available resources to protect Plateau communities. The governor commended local youths and security forces defending the region, but demanded accountability from security agencies and warned against scapegoating innocent people while the real perpetrators roam free. Community leaders also decried the military's alleged complicity and called for urgent humanitarian support. The Federal Capital Territory High Court has clarified that it does not have custody of former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello's international passport, which he sought to retrieve for medical travel. Justice Marian Aneni, ruling on the application, stated the passport is with the Federal High Court in Abuja, not the FCT High Court, making any order from High Court ineffective. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had opposed the request, calling it an abuse of court process, as a similar plea is still pending at the Federal High Court. Bello faces multiple fraud and money laundering charges totaling over 190 billion naira across both courts. The case, however, resumes October 8, 2025. Suspected bandits have launched a brutal assault on Zagami community in Yankara Ward, Faskari local government area of Katsina State, killing multiple residents and abducting numerous others, including women and children. Security analyst Bakasine in a post on X page revealed the attackers invaded and opened fire indiscriminately. In a heartbreaking detail, a 3-day-old baby was reportedly killed during the invasion, while the mother was taken away by the gunmen. Though official casualty figures remain unconfirmed, locals describe the violence as among the most terrifying in recent weeks. Residents are urging urgent action from security forces to halt further bloodshed. The Director General of the Dasu Gay Campaign Council, Matthew Idiroye Kenwen, has officially resigned from the People's Democratic Party, PDP. In a letter dated July 17, 2025, addressed to the PDP chairman in Ward 5, Ipoba Oka, local government area of Edo State, Matthew expressed gratitude for the party's role in his political journey, but cited recent developments at both state and national levels as reasons for his departure. President Bola Tinubu on Friday arrived in Kano State to commiserate with the family of the late elder statesman and philanthropist Alhaji Aminu Dantata. Tinubu's presidential aircraft touched down at Damino Kano International Airport around 3:30 p.m. Nigerian time, where he was received by the Kano Governor Abba Yusuf, Deputy Senate President Barau Jibrin, and other top government officials. The federal government has insisted that the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, must stand trial on the terrorism charges against him. While rejecting Kanu's no-case application on Friday, counsel to the federal government, Adeboyega Awomalo, SAN, said the prosecutor had established that the Biafra agitator had a case to answer. Kanu is standing trial on a 7-count terrorism charge brought against him by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. Ibrahim Gambari, former chief of staff to the late ex-president Muhammadu Buhari, has disclosed that there are cabals in every government. Speaking on a national television program, Gambari addressed long-standing reports of a powerful cabal that operated in Buhari's presidency. According to Gambari, every government has a cabal. They may call them a kitchen cabinet or a think tank. And finally, Edo State Governor Senator Mondok Bebolo has warned that the Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, must get security clearance before coming to the state. Obi had visited Benin, the state capital, on July 7 and donated 15 million naira to St. Philomena Hospital School of Nursing Sciences for the completion of projects in the school. The governor, who spoke on Friday while receiving Marcus Onobu, the last remaining opposition federal lawmaker in the state, into the All Progressives Congress, condemned Obi's visit to the state. He asserted that his visit coincided with the resurgence of violence in the state. That's your Week in 15, calm, clear, and informative. For deeper stories and smart reporting, stay with TV Platinum, where clarity meets credibility. See you next Saturday. Don't forget to follow us and share our page on all social media platforms. I am God's gift, Julius.